TwitchCon has had a number of situations. What's happened is that everybody that brought gifts to these VTubers at Twitch had the gifts thrown away. And so unfortunately, due to a miscommunication or misunderstanding, any gifts present given to my meet and greet staff were disposed of by the venue staff. I'm so very sorry for anyone who's given me a gift. Dude, a handful of VTubers had their fan gifts thrown out. What the fuck were TwitchCon doing? Do you want to do like a little bit of a logical investigation into this? Do you want to go down a rabbit hole? So number one, you would have to assume that these gifts had some sort of poisonous, dangerous, or explosive material in them, right? Logically, you would have to assume that. Because if you didn't, then why wouldn't you just give them to the people? So that's number one. That means that you let poisonous, explosive, or dangerous material inside of the venue. Because all of these meet and greets are in the venue. So let's get this straight. So you have or air tags or trackers. Yeah, trackers are one of them, but the venue isn't worried about trackers. Like, I'm sorry, but the venue doesn't give a fuck about trackers and some VTuber getting stalked. You think they care about VTubers getting stalked? If they did, they wouldn't be asking them to identify themselves, take off their fucking masks in public. They don't care about that. They don't give a fuck about that. They probably don't even understand it. So no, that's not the reason why they care about it. They care about it for explosives. And so anyway, we're worried about the dangerous stuff on trackers. Yeah, exactly. They could have searched the gifts instead of chucking them. Well, what I'm saying is that means they let something in that they were not sure was a dangerous explosive material. And on top of that, the way they disposed of it was not like, do you really think that the way that, like, if you ask the bomb squad, if you call up TSA and you say, I think I have a bomb in my house, should I put it in a garbage can? Do you think they're gonna be like, yeah, make sure to tie a bag around it though, that way it doesn't blow up? No, you don't just. It's not like the garbage can is like a safe zone, right? Bomb defuse. Yeah, this ain't no fucking Valorant, Counter-Strike situation. And so you gotta, you gotta double bag the bomb. That way the C4 can't go off. And so, anyway, you close the lid too. Yeah, close the lid. Make sure you got the latch under it. And, so you let hazardous material inside of the venue. You had people that were not qualified to handle that hazardous material. You disposed of it in a way that is improper. So there are two universes. They either thought that there was nothing wrong with these gifts and they threw them away for no reason, or they thought there was something wrong with these gifts and they threw them away in a way that made everybody unsafe. There is no universe with this situation that Twitch doesn't look like a bunch of fucking retards. That's the truth. That's what's going on. So I'm really seeing this, and I think you're giving these people too much credit. I think they were just lazy. They didn't want to throw it away. I think that it's a lot more than that, honestly. It's really a lot more than that, and I feel like, honestly, it's probably going to get... is it really going to get that much worse? I mean, I wouldn't really say so, but, I think it's just them not knowing what the hell they're doing. In my opinion, I don't think that we should have TwitchCon anymore. I think that the influencer space has become so toxic. There is just such a huge problem, and I think this is a meta-level problem in general. There's such a huge problem with this overall that we need to just simply move away from the space in general, right? We need to move away from this. We need to not have these events, because this is like, it's like basically, it's like inviting a bunch of fat people to Golden Corral, but they can't eat any of the food. One of them is going to try to eat the food. It's going to happen. You might not think that they shouldn't do it. And you're right, they should not do it. But they will do it. And so what you need to do is you do not bring them in. Do not let them in. That's losing, though. It's not losing. Sometimes losing is playing. Winning is not playing. The fact is that whenever you have a big event like this, and you don't have top-of-the-line security, you just should not do the event. This is such a serious issue. It's such a serious problem. And I think that honestly, a lot of people have been thinking and talking about this a lot. I've been seeing on the on this here Skara. This is Skara, and this is one of those guys, right? I mean, when does this guy ever make up bullshit, right? He just sits in his fucking room and doesn't do anything. He just runs offline TV. This is what Skara is saying. And if you have Skara saying this, what else do you think? You talk to Emmy? Guys, I'm not trying to listen. Respect her privacy, please. Respect her privacy. I don't want to give updates or anything like. Just respect her privacy. Anyway, like I know it might sound crazy, but just respect her privacy. Anyway.
Yeah, I've heard like this one was crazy.
This one was crazy.
I heard Dan Clancy was out.
He said Dank Clancy. Oh.
A lot of nights.
He's out a lot of nights
girls
with young girls
around him. Which, whatever, man. If that's your thing, that's your thing.
I feel like if that's your thing, it's like. So we had this problem. Shit, bro, I forgot all about this. So we had this problem. Me and my friend were trying to raise money for us to be able to afford to go to the Magic the Gathering draft on Friday, and it was Thursday, and so we had to raise money to get people to be able to pay for our draft for Magic the Gathering. And so what we decided to do to raise money is we would sell Kool-Aid. And so we went out and we had a bunch of Kool-Aid, and I mixed up my Kool-Aid and we put it out in front of the house, and we said, you know, Kool-Aid is $1 or 50 cents or something like that. But this is the problem. My friend drank all the Kool-Aid while we were waiting to sell it. He drank all the Kool-Aid. And we couldn't sell any of the fucking Kool-Aid. We didn't go to the draft. Yep, we did not go to the draft. We were playing Sonic 3 again. We were playing Sonic 3 like cavemen. And that's a fact. He was... Yeah. But it was. And so you never get high on your own supply. And so how do you drink all the Kool-Aid? If you knew him, you would know exactly how he drank all the Kool-Aid. I'll tell you that. Was he the drug dealer friend? Yeah, he was the one, by the way, that my dad said, damn, you looking good. Why you lose all that weight? And he goes, I've been doing meth. My dad says, that's great. How about that? He lost like 200 pounds on meth. He like 6'9", 6'10". He a big boy. So, you know, you can lose 200 pounds. And, you know, for him, it wasn't, you know, he didn't even die. I lose 200 pounds. I turn into a black hole. But, yeah, he a big boy. I think back then, you know, we were like 15, something like that, 16. So maybe he was, I'll say it, maybe he was like 6'6", 6'7", right? But, like, you know, it was one of those things. And because I remember I was mad because for like he was taller than me growing up, and then like I was taller than him for like 2 years, and then he was taller than me, and I was like, fuck man, I was pissed. I was so mad because like I'm like 6'3" or so I'm a tall guy, but like he was a bit taller than I was. I was mad by like it was like it's fucking like junior or senior year. He was a bit taller than me again. I was pissed. He lost the race? He did. Well, honestly, I'll tell you one thing. I never lost a race to him. That's one thing. Like, I never lost a race to him. But anyway, so he drank all the Kool-Aid. So if you are running a Kool-Aid stand, you cannot love Kool-Aid. If you are running a website that's got a bunch of young, pretty girls on it, you cannot be getting high on your own supply. And I'm not even saying that Dan did this, but can we agree that it doesn't look good? I mean, this shit does not look good. It does not look good. It doesn't.
Like, it just felt like so this con felt so fucking weird, man.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, I mean, last year, I told myself, I don't like TwitchCon. And so many people were like, why do you like TwitchCon? And I'm like...
See, he's smart, bro. See, that's the thing. That's why he runs that. That's why he runs that shit. Is he knew where this was going. Like, he knew about all them losers and weirdos, bro. Like, you know this shit. Yeah. Yeah, of course you didn't want to go. Because there's a bunch of weirdos. Goon gone, yeah.
Well, how long do we have? But, even more problems end up popping up. And really, I think that this is going to be one of the last Twitch
That's
cons.
the word. That's the word, bro. Like, somebody hit it right there. You really hit it right there. Sleazy. Sleazy. Nobody wants to be sleazy. That's the way it sounds. It's not necessarily bad. It's not evil. It's not wrong, but it's sleazy.
I think that this is going to be one of the last Twitch cons that people go to. The attendance this year was terrible.
Wait, there's Dan Clancy. Show me Dan Clancy again.
I see. Like, the thing is that I do think that it probably will be like, they will try to have another TwitchCon. Honestly, they offered me security at TwitchCon. They did. So whenever I went to TwitchCon, they said, "You want security?" I said, "No." They said, "Well, what if somebody tries to stab you?" I say, "I'll run away." They said, "What if they try to sneak up on you?" I said, "I see him." They said, "What if they try and grab you?" I say, "I get away." Like, that was it, right? I get away. I didn't even ask for security. They offered it to me. I said no. And yeah, too fast. No, I used to be fast, bro. Like, I was back in the day. Faster than a knife, bro. My cat couldn't even scratch me. Actually, there's one time my cat did scratch me. My cat bit me, so I bit my cat. My cat scratched me on the face. Like, I remember, I have a scar on my nose. You can barely even see it. But if I scrunch my skin up, you can see it. And I got a scar on my face. I tried to bite my cat. I did. I was like 12. But anyway, so is this some clip about, what's his name?
No.
Tell Dan Clancy we said what's.
There's no way. Wait, Dan Clancy, do you know who I am? Wait, let me ask. That's
He
literally
hides.
him.
He's hiding.
Wait, Dan. Wait, Dan Clancy.
Show Daniel Clancy.
Wait, Dan. Dude, I literally just saw Dan Clancy. On my soul, I did. Did you see him, Nate? I fucking saw his ass.
I fucking saw his ass. You did fucking see his ass. You did. You, as a matter of fact, you did indeed see his ass. And so, the thing is, you know what makes this clip so bad? Is that he didn't want to be on camera. If he had just said, "Yo, what's up, boys? How y'all doing?" Like, it's me. The thing is that, like, because this is one of the things, like, I remember, like, we used to have a friend. I used to have a friend that knew a friend that had a friend that told me that he had another friend that had a dream that his friend did something. And what happened in that dream was that he would go into, because in this dream they would egg cars. And so in the back of the Walmart in the dream, there's the eggs. And you know how it is. There's there's like the 6 eggs for $19 because they're red. Like, you know, there's like, these are like chickens that have like therapy lessons to make sure that they're not depressed. And so, you know, they're like these really expensive eggs, and you just go down the list, right? And like at the bottom, like these chicken are basically just like, I mean, I don't even know if like, I mean, are they even born with heads anymore? Like, who knows? They might have genetically engineered their brains out. And so, you know, you got these massive boxes of eggs, and in this dream the boxes of eggs were $8, and you would get 42 eggs, or it was like something like that, like 52 eggs. I forgot. I have somebody else that knew that had the same dream as me. Cody actually had the same dream that I had about this, and he can tell you maybe how many eggs there were, because in this imaginary situation. But anyway, so we had a friend that would buy a box in this dream. And he would buy a box, and then he would take another box and put it on top of the box and walk out with 2 boxes. And I remember, you know how they always have that guy that's like this. Can I see your receipt? And he's like, yeah. And he like looks down and you know, he does that, right? And so we all had that happen. And so we learned that if you walked out there and you acted like you bought 2 boxes in the dream, they would never even ask you. You'd be like, "Hey, what's up?" And you just hold them, you walk right out like it's nothing. Whenever you act guilty, You want to know why people act guilty? Because they're guilty. Now, I'm not saying in this situation, but immediately leaving the frame does not look good. Immediately leaving the frame does not look good. You in the dream. No, this one isn't a dream. This is a nightmare for him, right? Definitely not a good one. And Twitch security. Maybe she was at TwitchCon with him. Yeah, but why would he not want to say hi on camera or like not want the camera to be on him at all? It looks weird, right? Read comments. I'll read the comments. Let's see what it says. Scar still can't believe Twitch the CEO is an old goon lord. I mean, the hot tub section makes sense now. Nah, he demonetized Asian Bunny. Like, he didn't even do that. That's the thing. He demonetized it. Like, 80% of his feed is
clips.
That's very nice.
And now you have a clips feed.
Where the hose at?
Suppose you want to check out the stories. Just see what you missed yesterday. You click there, and now you're in your stories feed. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
That's also
It's pretty nice. I agree. Yep, pretty nice. For sure. And yeah, anyway, it's actually embarrassing. I mean, the thing is that whenever I'm as old as Dan, I mean, hopefully, like, if I'm not married, if I'm divorced at that time, would I be doing the same thing? Probably, but I would probably try to avoid having a job where I was responsible for the girls doing it. You know, like, it's like, yeah, I would be, because I think probably every guy that's his age does this, but it's different if you are running the company, right? And you're doing it to the ones, like, yeah, like, and that's really where it's at. Don't shit where you eat. Exactly. He's married. You know, I always said this, right? Is like, how many wives did Solomon have? How many wives did Muhammad have? Well, I don't know which simp fucked this up back in history, but we guys used to have it made. Everything for us was great. And then some simp, like 1,000 or 2,000 years ago, fucked it all up. They fucked it all up. Everything was fine, bro. Like, everything was totally good. And then some shit happened, and we got nerfed, bro. This is a hard nerf. Hard nerf. Genghis Khan had all the wives? Yeah, bro. Like, exactly. That girl on a FaceTime was in a relationship? With who? So, yeah, I don't know. This cannot be real. And this was a year ago, right? And here we are. That's not one horny old man. That's just simply one old man. Like, again... It's like my dad. You know, I told you about my dad trying to have me come over, and because he didn't know how to forward AI porn to his other friends, and all of them, every single one of them is on Social Security. And he's like, did you know that they had this? And I was like, yeah, I know they have this. I said, did you know that they have even better stuff than this? And my dad says, yeah, I know that. And he was 76 at the time, right? Dan's only 61. So, I mean, like, he got a while to go, right? I mean, minimum, yeah, exactly, right? And so I blame women. Yeah, this is obviously women's fault, by the way. I mean, somehow, I don't know how, but it is, of course, women's fault that this is happening. And so he looks older. I don't know if he does or not. But anyway, so my point is that, like, you know, you have a clip like that, it doesn't look good. Dan Clancy saw the writing on the wall. He decided to use... Oh, God. Wow, bro, that's really hey, that's something, right? That's really something, isn't it? Wow. And so anyway, we can all admit, and I think even Dan could admit, he would never admit publicly, but he could admit, does this look bad? He'd be like, yeah. He immediately, and I, you know, like, actually, so I was having a conversation with Dan, and this is Twitch staff. And this was a private, like, you know, he took us all out to dinner and everything. Who was there? I was there. Tips was there. Penta was there. I didn't see him. I hadn't met him by then. He was sitting at the other table. But, and so this is like maybe 2 years ago, whenever Dan first started taking over. And he invited us out to dinner. And this is the point where I asked him how much money I'm causing him to lose. And he wouldn't answer me. And I said, have you seen this? I said, what do you think about AI streamers? And he says, well, you know, like, he's giving his opinion about it. And I don't want to go through, like, everything that he said, you know, for obvious reasons. But I'm like, have you seen some of these girls that pretend to be real girls, but they're actually AI? He's like, no. And I show him one on my phone. I'm like, bro, have you seen this? I'm like, bro, look at this. And it's like some girl, like, it's your fault. Yeah, like, did I do this? He says, I bet. Well, yeah, and like, so, and anyway, your fault. Yeah, exactly. And I never recovered from it. I mean, he didn't really have much of a response to it, you know, but like, he didn't really know it at all. But like, yeah, because it was a newer thing at that time, but like now it's just everywhere. And so, like, giving a medieval peasant a Dorito? Nah, man, like, he did his PhD. He went to UT here in Austin. Like, a lot of the bars and, like, places and clubs that he had been to, like, I've been to them. Like, I've been to the same places. So, like, I've talked to him about, like, old Austin, because, like, whenever he was there, it was like these places had just opened. Whenever I was there, they were closing. And so I had talked to him about a lot of this stuff. We had conversations about this. And so, like, I've been sympathetic towards Dan a lot. But, I mean, he got to understand that this does not look good. It does not look good. And I'm not saying he a weirdo. I'm not saying that at all. But damn, like, there's a lot of these clips and none of them look good. I've seen this. Watch this. Watch this. This is cute.
It's crazy to me that Hassan would blame me for greenlighting bad rhetoric. I wonder if I could, you know what? Because weren't there 3 different
this is how bad, like, honestly, if I ever went to, like, Congress and they ever wanted me to testify about, like, Twitch, I would just play this video. Like, not necessarily the Destiny React video, but just the videos that he's gonna play. Watch these videos.
Rumors that said that they would attack me at TwitchCon?
No!
Well, okay. Well, we brought
It's
the
called shock, you fucking idiot. It's called shock. Anything that happens, I mean, like, holy shit, guys. If you live in Florida, I have an opportunity for you. If you want to earn $100,000, let me know.
It's just annoying that, like...
How's that not at least a month? Right? I mean, like, you go and you say that about somebody, how's that not a month? Like, minimum. I'm not saying that, you know, maybe it should be more. But I'm saying a minimum. That's crazy. That's crazy you say that.
Hassan's like...
Nothing happened.
Suck crew has like made literal threats about me multiple times. None of them got banned for this, by the way.
Exactly.
Not a single fucking person.
Destiny is completely right about this. I completely support him on this. It is outrageous the amount of genuine, direct, and specific violent threats and violent language that people like this use, and they get totally ignored because I think the moderation team agrees with what their politics are, and they allow them to do it. I think that's what happens.
On that dog shit site, Twitch got banned for any of this.
I dealt with kids like this all the time in high school, and as an adult, you have to at some point respond, but keeping it to saying shit about character and not physically is great. I mean, listen. All I'm saying is on site, you know, we all have different ways that we react. You know? So I would like him to come to TwitchCon and we'll see what happens.
That's
That was fast. This is the guy, by the way, that's talking hard. Okay? This is the guy from these two clips. I just want you to understand this is that guy.
That's fine. I think that's fine. So if a guy pays for my tab,
I think I'm getting your attention. I feel like I touched like a vampire touching holy water.
can I help you?
Well, I think they want to go in.
Okay.
That's the guy. That's the guy right there that's talking like this. That's him.
a direct reference to TwitchCon. Like, that's just...
I have enough. I could afford all the lawyers.
That's just crazy.
That's the guy. That's him.
Hey, the guy who said it was on site at TwitchCon if he saw Destiny.
I dealt with kids like this all the time at high school.
Here's another one. What's wrong?
What if I want the satisfaction?
As an adult, you have to at some point respond, but keeping it to saying shit about...
How are these people not banned? That is crazy. We're not talking about self-defense. We're not talking about a legal system. We're talking about beating a dude up because you don't like him. At the convention, like, and really you think about this, like, let's take a step back. Twitch is turning, because obviously these guys got reported for this, right? They got reported for this. Twitch has now allowed people on their platform to make active threats of violence at their own convention, and they did nothing about it. Meanwhile, Rob, living up to his name, Rob, got a 30-day suspension because he joked around and said he was going to beat a viewer up at TwitchCon. So it's okay to say that you're going to beat up another streamer at TwitchCon as not a joke, but you get a 30-day ban for joking around about it in text. I'm being serious. You can look it up if you want. It's true. Reminder, Destiny is permabanned for saying no trans female in sports. Well, I say that all the time because it's true. It's obviously true. Everybody knows it's true. Like, of course, a male to female transsexual should not compete against men or biological women in fucking sports. Duh. Everybody knows this. This is a literal 80-20, 90-10 issue.
Character, not physically, is great. I mean, listen. All I'm saying is on site, you know.
Oh, that's Mike.
We all have different ways that we react.
He's watching, yeah.
Look at them gassing each other up, bro.
I'm not saying it's on site if I see Destiny at TwitchCon again. I'm just saying, you know, it probably wouldn't be on site. Honestly, I probably wouldn't notice him while I'm tripping over him because he's so fucking short.
Like, I feel like in a sane world, you would either get permabanned or 30-dayed. Like, because imagine the...
He's right. The word you're going to say is liability, right?
Liability on Twitch.
That's the word I was thinking of. I was thinking of that same word. Do you know why? Because it's obvious. It's obvious. It's so obvious. You watch this? I saw the beginning of it on Twitch, and I just agreed with it immediately because I knew what it was going to be. To be honest, I didn't even watch the full clip.
Like, imagine if this guy showed up and we got into a fight and somebody got killed or whatever, right? Like,
Yeah,
you're literally,
true.
you have a partnered Twitch streamer saying that at your sponsored TwitchCon event, he is going to attack another person. Like, why would you even allow this? It's just crazy to me. None of these people ever got banned for any of this, by the way.
Yes.
I'd like him to come to TwitchCon and we'll see what happens.
Yes.
I have enough. I could afford all the lawyers.
I don't think this guy mentions TwitchCon here, but
just goes out and just says the N-word, which is not a surprise because he said the N-word on stream with his own face. Can somebody just like, it would just be so easy to just, it would save, like, solve all of our problems. Like, we would have socialism now at this point, right? We would have socialism at this point if someone just went out of their way and
It's crazy that you can do this. It is crazy.
so easy. This is what happens when you don't kill every single slave owner after slavery.
like, by the way, this is the part he didn't censor.
They have children, and their children have children, and their children have children, and then their children have accidents that should have ended up on a sock, and it becomes destiny. That's what you get. That's what you get.
This guy's like, what is he? What are we advocating for? Like generational genocide? Like, what is this? Nothing ever happened because of this. Nothing ever happened.
When you don't murder every single slave owner, every single Ku Klux Klan member, and they have children, and those children have accidents that should have been aborted, you get destiny.
Man,
Anchovies on Destiny.
Oh, there's another one.
Podcast with Destiny. Bro, that Destiny guy needs to get
Based.
Not gonna fucking lie.
Is this another Hassan Digstock or who is this? Among Us guy?
In game, of course. In GTA 5, of course.
Oh, he said in GTA 5.
It should be an immediate perma. Saying another person needs to get shot like this. Like, I mean, I didn't even know this happened. Yeah, like there is and this is the problem, is that I want you guys to keep this in mind, that all the people that you just looked at are partnered streamers with Twitch. These are people who, I mean, he just said, shh, nah, bro, like, nah, everybody know, like, are we really going to play this game? Have him say that about Donald Trump. Go ahead. If he thinks it's not a big deal, if you think, oh, well, that's not really what I meant, go and say it about Donald Trump. You would never. Because you know exactly what you're trying to say. They know exactly what you're trying to say. Everybody knows exactly what you're trying to say. You would be cooked. And that's really the thing, is that, you know, they would never go and say this shit about the president. And the reason why is because they know this shit is a threat. So do not ever let them go and say, oh, well, we didn't really, that's not really what we were saying. They'd be insta-cooked. Yeah, exactly. Like he said in GTA 5, you think that matters? That doesn't matter. Yeah, it's just crazy. And there's got to be consequences. So it's favoritism by Twitch. Tecton posted about Dan's about his politics. You can see it's all political. Well, I'll get to that. But like all I'm saying is that Twitch has cultivated and allowed and facilitated a culture of violence, a culture of violent rhetoric, a culture of violent people, and a certain group of those people are effectively immune from any of the consequences of their language. They're completely immune from their language. There's nothing that's ever happened to them at all. So yeah, the guy is a political war. It's not about bias. It's a new age civil war. Well, I mean, really, it's not. It's like 5 retards that are causing problems. It's 5 retards that are causing problems that should be banned. Like this isn't this. Don't let yourself get convinced that most normal people are like this. No, they're not. These are 5 retards causing problems. The only solution to that, You said this is going to happen eventually? Of course. Wow, what a big surprise. People keep talking about violence and it happens. Oh my god, he's a wizard. Duh, obviously. Of course. Yes. Text got Frogan fat. Yes, Jeff Bezos too busy getting laid to care about this. That's true. That's true. And I think so. It's 6, bro. Well, I'm just saying, like, I don't know if this is 5 total or it's it's 1 person twice, etc. But anyway, and a fur baby. Oh, I forgot about the fur baby. So yeah, it's just so fucking annoying, man. It really is. But it's there. It is. There it is, right? Twitch not enforcing their own rules. Even if Destiny's a piece of shit that doesn't give anyone a right to make physical threats about him. Exactly. These people think that just because they don't like Destiny, or just because Destiny said or did things that are problematic, that they somehow have a... This is, again, these are people, they want to... These are people that want to ruin your life, destroy you, brutalize you, and do it because they think that they have the right to do it. They want to do it and feel justified. It's very dangerous. It is. And LSF in a voice of reason, everybody is reasonable about this except for a handful of retards. You never knew they made direct threats against them. Yes, I said that's crazy they still have a platform. Yes. Yes, this is how bad Twitch is. They let this happen. And by the way, every single one of those people is not banned right now. At this very moment, not a single one of them has received any punishment for this at all.